When I was 10 years old, my family moved into a house in Maryland that should have been perfect. It sat at the end of a quiet cul-de-sac surrounded by woods so dense they looked black at night. The backyard sloped downward into a line of dead trees, and hidden among them was the reason why my parents bought the house in the first place. A massive treehouse. Not some cheap platform nailed together by somebody's dad. This thing looked like a miniature cabin lifted 20 feet into the air. It actually had windows, a wraparound porch, electricity, carpet flooring, and insulated walls. There were even little shelves on a desk built into the corner. The previous owners apparently had 2 kids who spent all their time in there before moving away. My older brothers claimed it immediately. Connor was 15, Ryan was 13, and I was the annoying 10-year-old little brother they had tolerated only when our parents forced them to. Most afternoons they'd like to kick me out of the treehouse while they played video games or talked to their friends up there. So eventually I started going alone whenever they were gone. The first note appeared in late October. It was cold enough outside that my breath fogged in front of me while I climbed the wooden ladder. I remember the woods being unusually quiet that day too. No birds and no wind. It was just silence. Inside the treehouse, sitting neatly on a desk, was a folded piece of paper. I assumed one of my brothers left it there. Written in thick pencil were 4 words. "What is your name?" The handwriting looked shaky, uneven, like somebody trying too hard to disguise their writing. I laughed and rolled my eyes, figuring Connor was trying to creep me out. So underneath it, I wrote, "Dylan, nice try." I left the paper there and went back inside. The next afternoon, another note was waiting for me. "Hello, Dylan." Underneath it, it read, "I am the Marshmallow Man." I remember actually laughing out loud at that. It sounded stupid. I wrote back, "Okay, Connor." The response came the following day. "I am not Connor." Something about that sentence bothered me more than it should have. Still, I kept replying. At 10 years old, it felt exciting, like some secret game. Every day after school, I'd race to the treehouse to see if there was another message waiting for me. Sometimes the notes were harmless. "Do you like video games? Do you miss your old house?" But eventually the questions became strange. Which window is your bedroom? Are you home alone after school? Do your parents lock the back door? Even back then, something in my gut started telling me not to answer those, so I stopped. 3 days passed without me going near the treehouse. Then one night, while brushing my teeth, I noticed something outside in the backyard. The porch light barely reached the tree line, but I could see the treehouse clearly. Its light was on. A warm yellow glow through the window. I remember standing there frozen with toothpaste in my mouth because nobody had been out there all day. Then the light shut off. Not flickered, not dimmed. It just clicked off instantly, like somebody inside had noticed me watching. I didn't sleep much that night. The next afternoon, curiosity got the better of me. I went back. The second I climbed through the little trapped entrance, I noticed the smell. Sweet, sickeningly sweet, like rotten sugar left in a hot car. There was another note on the desk. "I missed you." Taped to the paper was a single marshmallow. It looked dirty, gray around the edges. I backed away immediately. That was the first moment I genuinely felt afraid. I ran inside and showed Connor the note, expecting him to finally admit to the prank. Instead, he looked confused. Actually confused. Ryan swore he had nothing to do with it either. That night, my dad searched the backyard with a flashlight while my mom checked all the doors and windows. Dad assumed neighborhood kids were sneaking around. No trash, no sign anyone had been there. Dad told me to stay away from the treehouse for a while. I listened for about a week. Then the tapping came. I woke up sometime after midnight to a soft noise near my bedroom window. At first I thought rain was hitting the glass. Then it came again. I sat up in bed and looked toward the window beside my desk. Something white was stuck to the outside of the glass. Then I realized there were dozens of white shapes. Marshmallows. Some had been smashed flat against the window. Others were attached with strips of gray tape. I couldn't breathe. My room was on the second floor. There were no trees near my window, no balcony, nothing somebody could stand on. Another tap came from outside, this one harder. I slowly climbed out of my bed and stepped closer to the glass, my reflection staring back at me. For a second, that was all I saw. Then something moved below the window frame. A face slowly rose into view. I still have nightmares about it. An old man, at least 60, maybe older. His skin looked pale and stretched too tightly across the skull. Wisps of greasy gray hair stuck out from the sides of his head. His eyes were watery and unfocused, but they were locked directly onto me, and he was smiling. His mouth was packed full of marshmallows. They bulged between his lips while strings of saliva dripped down his chin. Some looked half-chewed, others were melting together into disgusting white paste between his teeth. The smell hit me even through the glass, like spoiled sugar. I stumbled backwards so hard I fell off my bed. The man's eyes followed me the entire time. Then he raised one finger slowly to his lips, like he was telling me to be quiet. That finally broke me. I started screaming. My dad burst into the room seconds later, flipping on the light. The window was empty. The marshmallows were still there, but the man was gone. Police arrived within minutes. They searched the neighborhood until nearly 4 a.m. Officers combed through the woods behind their house with dogs and flashlights. They found nothing. No ladder, no footprints, no sign of forced entry. But one officer did notice something that made my mother cry immediately. Beneath the second-story window were muddy handprints pressed against the siding of the house, as if someone had been hanging there watching me sleep. The cameras my dad installed afterward never caught anything. No more notes appeared, no more tapping came at night, and my father tore the treehouse down 2 weeks later. While removing the floorboards, he found a black garbage bag hidden beneath the insulation. Inside were every single note I'd written back to the Marshmallow Man. And underneath those, there were photographs, dozens of them. Pictures of me getting off the school bus, pictures through my bedroom window, pictures of me asleep at night. The final photo was the worst. It showed me lying in bed facing the camera, but my eyes were open, meaning whoever took this picture knew I was awake the entire time.